ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully everybody had a good overnight. Got them all? Got them all? Got them all? Fantastic. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful overnight, slept spectacularly. Welcome to Thursday morning's Nature Circle. As we see, Roscoe's just loving Nature Circle again. Um, Jerry is the kind of guy you love to hate. He's always in a good mood and always had something positive to say. When someone would ask him how he was doing, he would reply, "If I were any better, I'd be famous." He was a unique manager because he had several waiters. The reason the waiters followed Jerry was because of his attitude. He was a natural motivator. If the employee was having a bad day, Jerry was there telling the employee to look on the positive side of the situation. Seeing this style really made me curious. So one day I went up to Jerry and asked him, "I don't get it. You can't be a positive person all the time. How do you do it?" Jerry replied, "Each morning I wake up and say to myself, Jerry, you have two choices today. You can choose to be in a good mood or you can choose to be in a bad mood. I choose to be in a good mood. Each time something bad happens, I can choose to be a victim or I can choose to learn from it. I choose to learn from it. Every time someone comes to me complaining, I can choose to accept their complaining or I can point out the positive side of life. I choose the positive side of life." "Yeah, right. It's not that easy," I protested. "Yes, it is," Jerry said. "Life is all about choices. When you cut away the junk, every situation is a choice. You choose how you react to situations. You choose how people will affect your mood. You choose to be in a good mood or a bad mood. The bottom line, it's your choice how you live your life." I reflected on what Jerry said. Soon thereafter, I left the restaurant business. Um, Soon after I left the restaurant business and we lost touch. But I often thought about him when I made a choice about life instead of reacting to it. Several years later, I heard that Jerry did something you're never supposed to do in the restaurant business. He left the back door open one morning and was held up at gunpoint by three armed robbers. While trying to open the safe, his hand shaking from nervousness slipped off the combination. The robbers panicked and shot him. Luckily, Jerry was found relatively quickly and was rushed to the local trauma center. After 18 hours of surgery and weeks of intensive care, Jerry was released from the hospital with fragments of the bullets still in his body. I saw Jerry about 6 months after the accident. When I asked him how he was, he replied, "If I were any better, I'd be twins. Want to see my scars?" I declined to see his wounds, but did ask him what had gone through his mind when the robbery took place. "The first thing that went through my mind was that should have locked the back door," Jerry replied. "Then as I lay on the floor, I remembered I had two choices. I could choose to live or I could choose to die. I chose to live." "Weren't you scared? Did you lose consciousness?" I asked. Jerry continued, "The paramedics were great. They kept telling me I was going to be fine. But when they wheeled me into the emergency room, I saw the expression on the faces of the doctors and nurses. I got really scared. In their eyes, I read, 'He's a dead man.' I knew I needed to take action." "What did you do?" I asked. "Well, there was a big, burly nurse shouting questions at me," said Jerry. "She asked if I was allergic to anything." "Yes," I replied. The doctors and nurses stopped working as they waited for my reply. I took a deep breath and yelled, "Bullets!" Bugs, thank you. Uh, Over their laughter, I told them I'm choosing to live. Operate on me as if I'm alive, not dead. Jerry lived thanks to the skill of his doctors, but also because of his amazing attitude. I learned from him that every day we have the choice to live fully. attitude, after all, is everything. And especially now, especially with what's going on with the COVID-19, your attitude is everything. Um, I remember when Pugs was a young child, Pugs they had something called mood rings. Do you remember those?
I love mood rings.
Yeah. And for those that don't remember, mood rings, you'd put it on in the morning, you'd get up and you'd look at it, and it would be different colors to determine your mood. So you could get up and you're in this wonderful mood, everything's going your way. You had breakfast burritos, your favorite for breakfast, and things are just rocking. And you look at your mood ring and it's black when you're supposed to be in that bad mood. Suddenly, that great day starts to go downhill. Yeah. Or they had biorhythms, and you would track based on your birthday was whether you were going to have a good emotional day. When you're faced with adversity, you have two choices. You can choose to be in a good mood. You can choose to be in a bad mood, and that is what is important. In fact, I have a few other people. You might have heard of a few of these people. In 1959, Universal Pictures executive dismissed Clint Eastwood and Burt Reynolds at the same meeting with the following statements. To Burt Reynolds, you have no talent. Well, yeah, they hit that one on the head, but he went on to be a superstar. To Clint Eastwood, you have a chip on your tooth, your Adam's apple sticks out too far, and you talk too slow. Talon, can you point out what's an Adam's apple? Where is it? Right here. Clint Eastwood has won what, 3 Oscars, 4 Oscars? Not bad. In 1962, four nervous young musicians played their first record edition for the executives of Decca Records. The executives were not impressed. While turning down this British rock group known as the Beatles, one executive said, "We don't like their sound. Groups of guitars are on their way out." I bet he was kicking himself. And did the Beatles say, "I choose to have a bad day"? No. In fact, Pete Best, the original drummer of the Beatles, was replaced by, yes, Ringo Starr, right before the Beatles hit it big. Well, Pete Best didn't give up. He went on to be the conductor, the star, the narrator for Thomas the Tank Engine until he was replaced by who? Ringo Starr. But did Pete Best give up? No, he kept fighting, and he ended up performing when the London Olympics were there. He performed on the opening. Talk about a guy. Uh, in 1954, Jimmy Denny, manager of the Grand Ole Opry, fired Elvis Presley after one performance. He told Presley, "You ain't going nowhere, son. You gotta go back to driving a truck." When Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone in 1876, it did not ring off the hook with calls from potential backers. After making a demonstration call, President Rutherford Hayes said, "That's an amazing invention, but who would ever want one of them?" Alexander Graham Bell took that invention, went to the patent office, was awarded patent, the fifth patent of the day. Elijah Gray went to the same patent office, same day, to patent his version of the telephone, ended up with patent 34. But did Elijah Gray give up? No, he went on to found a company that later became Lucent Technologies. Pretty cool. So you don't want to give up. You want to keep fighting. You choose to have a good mood, you choose to have a bad mood. When Thomas Edison invented the telephone, Or excuse me, he didn't invent the telephone. Just seeing if anybody's paying attention. Some people still must be tired from overnights. When Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, he tried over 2,000 experiments before he got it to work. A young reporter asked him how it felt to fail so many times. He said, I never failed once. I invented the light bulb. It just happened to be a 2,000 step process. Wow. Abraham Lincoln, probably one of the most famous presidents, entered the Black Hawk War as a captain. By the end of the war, he had been demoted to a private. Yeah. One last one. In 1952, Edmund Hillary attempted to climb Mount Everest, the highest mountain then known to humans, 29,000 feet straight up. A few weeks after his failed attempt, he was asked to address a group in England. Hillary walked to the edge of the stage, made a fist, and pointed at a picture of the mountain. He said in a loud voice, Mount Everest, you beat me the first time. I'll beat you the next time because you've grown all you're going to grow, but I'm still growing. On May 29th, only 1 year later, Edmund Hillary succeeded in becoming the first man to climb Mount Everest. So when you're faced with a difficult situation, remember attitude is everything. You can choose to be in a good mood. You can choose to be in a bad mood. So that is Nature Circle for today. Who has tomorrow's Nature Circle? Oh,
Anoris.
Anoris? Fantastic. I like, I
The
mean,
race?
I do like the race.
Oh, the race.
I like the race. It's about, when you keep getting like pushed down and like seems like everything's against you, you just find the strength within you to keep going,
Mm-hmm.
And so I really like that one.
What about you, Calypso? Do you have a favorite?
Circle of Life, Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
The best.
I think my favorite is the starfish one. With you might not be able to change the life of every single starfish, but you're making a difference for that one starfish. So,
I'll be very honest with you. This is my first nature circle.
So is this your favorite then?
This is my favorite then. Yeah.
I
Yes.
like Vanna used to do one, and then Robin followed up with the tube of toothpaste,
oh yeah.
and she would have a camper squeeze out the tube of toothpaste, and then tell them to put it back in, and then talk about it when you say things. How do you take those words back? Yeah.
Oh, we had Opal chime in. She said the importance for PMA.
Ooh,
Very
good one, Opal. Well, thank you, everybody. Staff, remember during the cabin choice time, if you've not gone up to get the Snapper Rock swimwear, make sure all your kids get a Snapper Rock and label it because it all looks the same. And you can wear it to Echo Lake this afternoon because it's going to be a wonderful day. At
we
Echo
do have
Lake.
a question.
Oh, yes.
Brooklyn, how many of you are still there?
Thank you for asking, Brooklyn. Well, as you see, Brooklyn, Roscoe and I are still here. And Max is right there. And Pugs is here. And
Jolly.
Charlie is here. And Alan is here. And BBK is here somewhere. And Calypso is here.
And I'm here.
And we've been here since
The dawn of time.
Talon arrived in March when college went to virtual, and Pugs and Jolly came back about 2 weeks ago, but they were working from home. And Brooklyn, we hope to be able to do a teen leadership retreat in September or October. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for Nature Circle. Steph, don't forget, even though we had our sleep-in breakfast after overnights, you still have to do your good turns. Um, drink plenty of water. Sunscreen. Yeah. Okay, Roscoe saying goodbye. Bye. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.